architecture. And then he worked also, he was the youngest vice president when he basically gave up his job in Boston in PN Global. So what is that enticed them to give up their career in such a, in such peak, and give up a life of prestige and honor and, and also comfort, right? But we all look why we are here, to get the degree, to have a good life. And what is a good life all about? Is it about money? Is it about degree? Is it about something else? So let's hear from them. And it's really our pleasure here to have them. Thank you. We want to thank Professor Ray and Professor Ray for having us here. We're excited to spend a little time with you guys. And we're just going to really share in the next little while. What we're going to talk about today has become very much our life experience for the last 13, 14 years now. That's when we encountered the Art of the Living Foundation first time, and then as of about 10 years ago, we left our careers and everything to do this full time. So a lot of this has become our life's experience, and today we're just here to share with you guys. Yeah? So in order to share, I feel we need to have a little informal, a little more friendly environment than maybe sometimes we're used to in the classroom setting, right? So what I'd like to do is maybe just start off with a little game. Can we do that? Yeah. Yeah? Everybody with me? Yeah. You can nod. Generally, yes means a nod. Okay, so what I want you to do is find a partner, somebody next to you. You may have to get up, unfortunately, but just have a partner next to you. Or behind you, or in front of you if you are. Okay, everybody have a partner? Yeah. Simple enough exercise, right? Okay, so with your partner, one of you is going to be Tom and one of you is going to be Jerry. So one of you just raise your hand and see you can be Tom. Everybody, one person in each pair, just say you're Tom. Alright, okay. Okay? Alright. So the other one can be Jerry. Right? Okay. Okay, good. So what you have to do is very simple. When we say, so Tom, your purpose, what do Tom and Jerry do? Make each other's life miserable, right? So you're allowed to do that, yes. Yeah? So Tom, when we say, you're going to basically clap your hands. And your sole purpose for the next few minutes is going to be to clap and get as creative as you want with clapping. And Jerry, your sole purpose for the next few minutes is to stop Tom from clapping. Okay, can you do that? Okay, ready? Start. Waking up. So now I'm going to give you a second opportunity, but this time I want Jerry to do the clapping. It's time for revenge. Revenge is always sweet, right? So everybody, even everybody over there for a while was a little sleepy. Let's all wake up. Okay, so Jerry, now. Yeah. Okay, so how's everybody feeling?
Tired.
Good, you're aware of the pain in your head. Okay. Feeling good? Everybody's doing good?
Yes.
How do you feel maybe from a few minutes ago? Energetic and kind of just picking up. What's that?
More awake. Yeah.
Awake, more awake. Okay. Good. Anything else? How's the mind feel from maybe a few minutes ago? How's your mind? Do you observe? What's that? Free. Free. Okay. Good. The mind here. Are you awake? What was that?
Happy.
Happy. Okay. Good. That's a good thing to. A good place to be. Okay. All right. Good. So we said. I think we said we talk about the sixth sense, which is something more to experience than to talk about anyways. But, so what is the sixth sense, right? It's beyond the five senses for sure. Yeah? So we are all more than familiar with our five senses, yes? The iPod stays in there all the time, we're constantly munching, right? The taste and the sight and the hearing and the five senses is how we're constantly engaged. Yes? That's how we experience the world around us. That's how we understand, analyze, intellectualize everything around us, right? Yeah? So the five senses, the purpose is to engage us with the world outside. Yeah, it becomes our interface with everything outside. But the sixth sense, or the intuition, however you want to call it, is actually quite the opposite. Yeah? It works more on the inside. Right? And a lot of times, it's as real as your five senses. Yeah? We've mastered how to use our five senses, but sometimes we don't know how to tap into that sixth sense. But one good news is it's as real as your other five senses. It's not some mumbo jumbo thing out there, some supernatural Bruce Willis movie or something like that, right? It's as real as our five senses. It's just that we don't have as easy access to it, or we're not able to. Right? So, why not? Are you all here? Are you all with me?
Yes.
Yes? Good.
Are you all right now either agreeing or disagreeing with what we are saying, right? You're agreeing? How many of us are agreeing with what we are saying so far? How many are disagreeing? It's okay to disagree. How many are undecided?
How many just are too lazy to raise their hand?
If you notice, we are either agreeing with things around us, or we are disagreeing with them, or we are undecided. But are you aware of the fact that you are agreeing or disagreeing? That's a deeper level of being. When you actually start to become aware of the fact that I'm agreeing or disagreeing or undecided. Are you getting what I'm saying? Agreeing and disagreeing is an intellectual activity. It deals with the mind. The mind is connected to the five senses. But the awareness that I'm agreeing or disagreeing, while you're agreeing or disagreeing, starts to get into the realm of the sixth sense. It's a much deeper space. Are you getting what I'm saying? Are you agreeing with what I'm saying? Are you aware that you're agreeing? 10 years ago when we left our careers to become teachers of meditation and stress management with the Art of Living Foundation, that decision to leave our jobs and our very impressive lifestyle, that was a decision based on intuition. What's interesting is that we are not fundamentally that kind of people, or we weren't. We were extremely organized. We were both project managers by profession. Very logical, very organized. In our early 30s, we had decided that we were going to retire by the age of 40. We had determined how much money we wanted to make. We had spreadsheets about the cash flow that we would get after our retirement and the lifestyle that we wanted from that cash flow. That's how organized we were. We had everything projected. very reasonable, very logical. However, the decision that we took to leave all that behind and walk into something completely unknown, one fine day stop getting a paycheck from our companies, that decision was based entirely on intuition. And in the last 10 years, what we have realized is that that was probably the most powerful and the best decision of our life. Are you getting what I'm saying? Yeah? So we need to open the door to intuition in our lives. And like Ami said earlier, it's as real as the 5 senses. It's not something that you need to develop. It's not something that you need to create. Yeah? It's really got very little to do with Bruce Willis's movie of paranormal activity and extraterrestrial stuff. It is as real as seeing, touching, eating, hearing. Are you getting what I'm saying? Yeah? So then the question is, and also potentially more powerful than our 5 senses. Yeah? We've all had moments of intuition? Yes? A gut feeling? Something that comes to you with extreme clarity. Yeah? We've had moments like that. The history of science is replete with examples of that. Yes? Moments of intuition, the eureka moments. Yeah? So now the question is, how do we access that? How do we use that to our benefit? How do we engage with our 6th sense? Any ideas? Any suggestions? Any thoughts? Mm-hmm. Yeah? So what is coming in the way of our accessing the 6th sense, which is as real as the other 5 senses?
A cluttered brain.
A cluttered brain. Thank you very much. Anything else?
Worldly desires.
Worldly desires. Okay.
What do you mean by worldly?
What's that?
What do you mean by worldly?
Okay.
What do you mean by worldly?
That's a whole new
Worldly or
discussion.
extraterrestrial desires. Okay. Anything else?
Maybe the 5 senses.
The 5 senses. Okay. Anything else? Anybody?
Trying too hard.
Sorry?
Trying too hard.
Trying too hard. Okay. Very good. Very good. Okay. All the answers are correct. It's all of these things and a lot more. Yeah? It's essentially our mind that comes in the way of our accessing the 6th sense. It's our mind when it is cluttered, when it is full of impressions, it's full of anxieties of the future. The immediate future, 5 minutes from now, 10 days from now, 10 months from now, 5 years from now, 20 years from now, anxieties of the future, or anger, resentments, dissatisfactions, disappointments, etc. from the past. From something 5 minutes ago, or 10 years ago, or way back in your childhood. These impressions, these anxieties of the future, these impressions of the past, they clutter our mind. The 5 senses do the job of cluttering our brain with thoughts and impressions every moment. Yeah? And the more the mind is cluttered, the more the mind is stressed, the farther away you are from accessing your intuition. Are you getting what I'm saying? Yeah? So let's look into the mind a little bit, how it works. There are certain tendencies. Yeah? So we're going to do another exercise. What I'd like you to do is to close your eyes. Yeah? There's nothing much to see. It's not going to change. It's going to be exactly the same thing again. Just close your eyes, relax for a few moments, and I would like you to imagine there are 3 baskets in front of your eyes. And just close your eyes, sit back. Imagine 3 empty baskets in front of you. And now I would like you to just observe your thoughts a little bit. Become a little aware of your thoughts. Any thoughts that you have of the past, things that have happened prior to this moment, put them in the basket on the left side, the left basket. Any thoughts of the future, things that are going to happen from the next moment on to whenever, put them in the right basket. And any thoughts of the present, right this moment, put them in the basket in front of you. So now keep your eyes closed and just sort through your thoughts for a while. Very slowly, you may open your eyes. Okay, so now you can share with me, how is the left basket doing? How many of you had the left basket pretty full? Or lots of stuff in the basket on the left side?
Whose mind is that?
Some extraterrestrial activity. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So how many of us, you can raise your hands, don't hesitate. How many of you had lots of stuff in the left basket? Okay, good. How about the right basket? Okay. How about the basket in front of you? Very good. So it seems like a lot more was either in the left or the right basket. Just a few in the middle one. Okay. Or if it was even the same, you would just take an average. We'd say about 2/3 of this room, the left or the right basket was full, or had a lot of activity in it. Yeah? And the middle one. So in other words, if you can just kind of take an average for this whole class right now, about 2/3 of the time, our mind is either in the past or the future. At least, minimum.
That's an optimistic scenario.
Yeah? So this is a tendency of the mind to be aware of. It tends to vacillate between the past and the future. Past, future. Okay? Now, what happens when the mind goes into the past? Things that have already happened. What kind of feelings or emotions are associated with events that have happened? Anybody?
Love.
Love? Yeah. What else? Regret. Why did that happen? I wish that didn't happen. What else?
Feeling success.
Feeling successful. Okay. What else? When you think about things that have happened, your last term paper, your last project, your last visit home, your last interaction with your friends, the last text message, what kind of feelings, emotions are coming up associated with those?
Be productive.
Hmm?
Be productive.
Be
Yes.
productive. Okay.
Sentimental.
Sentimental. Okay. Sorry?
Nostalgia.
Nostalgia. Okay. All right. What else?
That was also here. I mean, we could also get good feelings of the past. You don't need to be nostalgic about the past.
Okay.
Nostalgia can be good.
Okay. All right. What else? Of course. Okay.
It is a mixture of emotions.
It's a mixture of emotions. So let's kind of distill them out a little bit. So they're either bad or they're good. Yeah?
Could be a
Now, if you've had a good experience in the past, obviously, you had a great vacation or a great New Year's party or something, I don't know, some good things have happened in the past. When you think about them, it brings a smile on your face, yes? Yeah? Good events happen all the time. Great. And when bad events happen, what kind of feelings come up? Such as anger. You get angry about the past, right? Things that have already happened. Either you said something, somebody said something, you did something, somebody did something, right? Anger. What else? Regret, somebody mentioned. I wish that didn't happen. I wish I didn't do this. I wish I didn't go there. I wish I didn't meet that person. I wish this didn't happen to me, etc., etc. So there's anger, there's regret. What else?
sadness.
Huh?
Sadness.
Sadness, nostalgia, sadness, whatever. Okay? Fear is about the future. I'm talking about the past.
Frustration.
Frustration, sadness, frustration. Guilt,
Disappointment.
disappointment, guilt. Yes?
Hate.
Hatred. Yes. So now you get the point. Yeah? So the good feelings, they come, and after that they tend to get replaced by, oh, I wish right now was as good, or something like that. You start to miss those good times. That feeling doesn't last that long. But vast majority of the time when you're thinking about the past, it's feelings of sadness, anger, regret, disappointment, etc. Are you getting what I'm saying? Yeah? Okay. When the mind goes into the future, what happens? What kind of feelings or emotions come up?
Anxiety.
Anxiety about the future. Okay, I hope things go right. I hope this doesn't happen. I hope I get what I want. You tend to get anxious about. Even the good things that you're looking for, you tend to get anxious about that, isn't it? Yeah, you plan something nice, or you have career plans or personal goals, etc. Right after that, there's a feeling, oh, I wish that happens. I wish that's successful. I wish it goes well.
Yeah, when brides, a lot of people planning their wedding are the most anxious people I've seen. I hope the flowers are the exact color I need.
Yeah, it's supposedly one of the most happy events of your life that you're planning for, but in that process, you're probably experiencing the highest level of anxiety. Are you getting what I'm saying? Yeah? So when the mind goes into the future, there is a feeling of uncertainty, anxiety, fear, somebody had mentioned. Yes? So now if you think about it, if our mind is constantly vacillating between the past and the future, majority of the time, we are surrounded by these negative feelings and emotions. Not all the time, but majority of the time. Are you getting what I'm saying? Are you with me? Yes? How often is the mind in this moment? Right now. Oh, it's already the past. Right now. Oh, gone. Okay, how about this moment? Oh, too late. How often is our mind completely here, in this moment, here and now? 100% engaged in whatever you're doing, including doing nothing. This vacillation of the mind, this running of the mind between past events and future things to happen, is the major cause of clutter in the head. And a major cause that prevents us from tapping into our intuition. Are you getting what I'm saying? Yeah? There's another tendency of the mind. You want to talk about that?
So let's say, can I ask your name?
Gabriel.
Gabriel? Okay. So Gabriel, suppose we meet here and we have a nice conversation and I say, 10 nice things to you. Yeah? Genuine, assume they're genuine. Yeah, you're so nice, you have a wonderful smile, you have such a pleasant personality, and so, right? So how do you feel? How's Gabriel feeling after this? Good?
Yeah.
You're wondering why I'm saying it? What does she want? Okay, just assume it's very genuine and you're able to take it, right? So at the end of this, we would like to hear good things about us, right? Yeah? So at the end of that, supposing very inadvertently I said something that you found a little insulting or offensive, right? She wasn't quite what she wanted to hear. So at the end of the meeting, what are you going to stay with? The last one, right? Yes? Yes or no?
Yes.
And the 10 nice things that were very genuinely said, the past, who thinks about the past? They never happened. Right? Yeah? So this is another tendency of the mind that, again, that we said is just you cling on to the negative, right? One negative thing happens and the mind keeps mulling over it. Keeps going round and round and round. You get all good grades and one grade that's a little less than you want. What do you think about all the time? That one grade, right? Any negative aspect is the one that the mind keeps chewing on constantly, right? And that again is contributing to that constant clutter in the mind, constant noise in the mind. Yeah? That is preventing the mind from just being silent, right? Yeah? So these are some of the very fundamental tendencies of the mind that we need to understand and embrace. You know, first of all, we need to just know that this is how it is. And these are the things that are keeping us, you know, if we are able to center the mind, keep the mind in the moment, make the mind silent, that opens the doorway to our sixth sense, to our intuition opening up. Like we were saying, like in the last 10 years, we're still planned people. That's fundamentally in our blood, I think. Yeah, we just sat and made a plan for the whole year. Yeah, we can't go away from our nature. Yeah, we still did that. But the biggest difference that we see in how we live our life now, and pre-art of living, when we were very much in our corporate world, yeah, is that so much of our daily life now we go by intuition. We just go with the gut feeling. We can have a plan for the day, but then how the day pans out is so much to do with just this feels like the right thing to do. And we are way less stressed. Life is going much more smoothly, and actually it's going much more the way we want it to. Very rarely at the end of the day we feel like, oh, that day just didn't go the way I wanted to. Almost every day at night we say, that was an amazing day, everything went so beautifully. Yeah? That's a big shift for us from what we experienced before. Yeah? So how do we remove this obstacle of the mind? Yeah, we would all like to, we have a mind, you can't really throw it away. Yeah? So how do we remove it? How do we make it not be an obstacle? That is, maybe it's as simple as that. Yeah? So this is where meditation really helps. The meditation is what helps bring that, change that fundamental tendency of the mind. So it starts to become more centered and more in the moment and more calm. Yeah? So meditation and breath, actually. Yeah? And if you've ever realized, your breath is something very powerful that each one of us has. The breath is kind of the doorway to meditation. Okay, have you noticed? Okay, let me ask you. Have you realized how closely the mind and the breath are linked? Have you ever thought of this? When you're really angry, how do you breathe? Fast, heavy, yeah? The raging bull with the, yeah? It may look like that to the opposite person. I haven't really thought of that, yeah? So hot, heavy, short breath. Right? Or one day when you're really relaxed at a beach in Cancun, I don't know, spring break, yeah? How do you breathe there? Yes? Do you sit on a sunny beach in Cancun and go, you do, maybe you need to see somebody. Yeah? There's a difference, right? When you're anxious, you almost stop breathing. Yeah? When you're fearful, you breathe in and you can't breathe out. Yeah? So you observe this. So with every emotion, every state of mind, the breath is linked. Yeah? So what we can do is use, because the breath is way more tangible than, say, the mind or meditation for a lot of us, is that we can use that breath, we can reverse that equation. And instead of the state of the mind influencing the breath, we use the breath to influence the state of mind. Yeah? Sound good?
Okay, let's do something practical. Are you all breathing right now? Everybody? Are you sure? Just check.
Check your neighbor.
Yeah? If you're not, just raise your hand.
Yeah.
Alright. So what we'll do is, we'll just, we'll all do a breathing technique. It's very simple. It's very powerful. Okay? You'll like to do it? Something very practical, something very tangible, something you can do every day by yourself. Yeah? A tool that you can take away with you. All right? So it's known as, there's a Sanskrit word for it, it's known as bhastrika. Okay? So I will demonstrate it, and then I'll just give you the instruction. You can